Hello, Wolfpack. Got an update here regarding the altcoin season, how we are progressing towards that point, a Bitcoin dominance update, but we're looking at Ethereum and Bitcoin and the Bitcoin dominance chart as well. Quick little video here. I want to make it as simple as possible for those of you guys who are new to crypto, and we'll jump straight into it here. So we have the Bitcoin dominance chart. The Bitcoin dominance chart is a chart that measures the percentage of wealth in cryptocurrency that is in Bitcoin in relation to altcoins. When it is lower, it means there is a lower amount of money in Bitcoin in relation to altcoins. When it's higher, means it's a higher amount of money in Bitcoin in relation to altcoins. So what we generally see is in bull markets, this goes sharply downwards, and when we reach lower levels, we can call it an altcoin season, right? When the market is going upwards, but Bitcoin dominance drops, that is an altcoin season, a period in which altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin, and that is where the vast majority of gains are made in a crypto bull run, right? So in January 2018, we noticed that we had an altcoin season. We dropped down from around 67% dominance to around 37% dominance in just about a month. And notice how all of that happened after Bitcoin topped out. Bitcoin topped out around the 11th of December, right, according to the weekly chart. And around the same date, the 11th of December, we started to drop. So this is a very important part, very important component of the altcoin season. Altcoins will only start to perform parabolically after Bitcoin tops out, right? The market doesn't all top out together, and that doesn't mean all altcoins, right? Some altcoins will top out with Bitcoin. For example, Litecoin tends to top out with Bitcoin, but looking at the Ethereum chart, as I said, we topped out on the 11th of November, on 11th of December on Bitcoin, and on that same week, we jumped from 450 USD to around 774 USD on Ethereum. So we only started to make our gains after Bitcoin topped out, really. And before that point, we were in a bit of a sideways stage. And what I wanted to go over in this video is how far away we are from seeing that altcoin season, and not just based off the 4-year cycle, right? Because the 4-year cycle tells us pretty clearly that we'll see the altcoin season after Bitcoin tops out, which according to the 4-year cycle theory, according to my calculations upon it, would be around December 27th. We'll see the altcoin season for around a month and top out around January 24th. But I want to go into how I got to that conclusion. I want to go into how we're tracking towards that and if anything has changed. So the first thing we can do is we can look at the Ethereum chart and notice that in this bull market here in 2017 to 2018, we had this construction here that is very similar to the current construction we're seeing on Ethereum, right? So we had a critical resistance zone that was at that time around 362 USD. Around this time, currently in this cycle, that is around 4K, all right? What we did is we came down, we tested this resistance zone here in June, all right? We tested this resistance zone here in May, which is a month before June. We bottomed out in July, right? We bottomed out in July in this cycle as well. We topped in early August, late August and early September, right? We topped late August, early September in both cycles, and we're currently coming up and testing again, as we did in the last cycle as well, in mid-October, right? Mid-October, and what we can expect based off of this is a little dip down and then a spike to the upside, a little dip down and a spike to the upside, and that will be happening in early November, according to this cyclical theory, according to this fractal, right? So what we can actually do for a more bullish argument on Ethereum. Now, I have made my Ethereum prediction already. I have predicted that Ethereum will be going through 9K by January 24th. It may be conservative to some people, but that is the prediction I'm sticking with. But according to this fractal here, Ethereum will go as high as 14,000 USD. So that is the more bullish case scenario for Ethereum. I will make a separate video on that in the future and consolidate that price prediction, because I made my original price prediction for Bitcoin 113K, but I also have a extra bullish scenario where it reaches 205K. That is slightly less likely, but also worth considering. So that's interesting to look at. But the point I want to make is when we broke above this critical resistance line here in 2017 on November 20th, right? Notice that the Bitcoin dominance chart actually dropped simultaneously, right? On November 20th here, we had a little red candle on the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? It brought us down from 60 to around 54, so a nice dip. Ethereum started to move upwards, right? And we waited, it went up a little bit, and then Bitcoin topped out around 2 to 3 weeks later, and then we dropped down for the bear market. So assuming we see something similar, what we can actually assume is going to happen, right? If this happens on November 20th, all right, so let's say we jump above, and we'll get some lines out on November 20th. Right, jump above around that period, and then we have 3 weeks, 1, 2, 3, All right, so that's December 20th. And then from this point on December 20th, Bitcoin dominance will be dropping to the downside. Now, obviously, my prediction for Bitcoin was for December 27th as the top out zone, but December 20th and December 27th are very close together, and the correlations between these fractals are quite frankly astounding, right? So the point is that there's an overwhelming amount of evidence, not just from the long-term Bitcoin chart, but also on the Ethereum and the Bitcoin dominance charts that suggests that Bitcoin will be topping out in late December. And then the altcoin season will be starting from that point. When answering the question, how long could the altcoin season last, all we need to do is take the end point of the altcoin season and the end point of Ethereum, right? Because Ethereum topped out when altcoin season ended around January the 8th, according to the weekly chart, right? And add 2 weeks to that point, because we are adding 2 weeks to our Bitcoin fractal as well. So we'll go to January the 8th on the weekly chart here, 1, 2, and we'll see that the altcoin season will be ending most likely on January the 24th, right? So long story short, this is what we're expecting. Bitcoin to top out in late December, altcoins to keep running until late January, and then the bear market to start. As for how we are tracking towards that goal, we're tracking pretty nicely. Right now, we are seeing a red candle, and keep in mind we're expecting Bitcoin dominance to keep rising until Bitcoin tops out. So we're seeing a red candle currently on the weekly chart around mid-October. That is not abnormal at all. In fact, in mid-October, in the last cycle here, October 23rd, which is the exact same week we're currently in, we saw a red candle as well, right? So everything that is happening right now is still by the book. Nothing is happening that shouldn't be happening. Nothing is happening too early, too late. We're literally just following the Fourier cycle theory perfectly. Don't expect anything different in the meantime. So that's how we're tracking on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Altcoin season is still planned for the end of December into January and late January. That's what we're thinking. That hasn't changed yet, and I'll keep you up to date if it does. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.